Dobar dan, good afternoon, dear audience, and welcome to the panel with the interesting title, Guest of Honor or Guest of Horror. We have 4 Guest of Honor representatives here with us today. From the other side, Michalis Kalamaras from Greece. So he has the most past experience. It was more than 20 years that Greece was guest of honor here at the Frankfurt Book Fair. We have Gvansa Jobova representing Georgia, which was guest of honor in 2018. We have Urpo Strelman from Finland. And we have Margit Valso from Norway, both also recent guests of honor here at Frankfurt. And since this is the Slovenian year of being a guest of honor here, we thought this is a very suitable debate to talk about how the preparations are important, what the outcomes are, and how the long-lasting effects can be summed up. And one of the first question is, for sure, in regard with Scandinavia, so your Nordic countries, both Finland and Norway invest on the level of public policy a lot into international promotion of the book sector and of your literatures. And my question to both of you is, what's the motivation behind gaining such a title, be it in Frankfurt or on other fairs, in regard with other many channels and tools you're using to promote your literatures? Why the decision to become a guest of honor at Frankfurt, where we are now?
Yes, I wasn't around selling rights then. I was a publisher at the time when Finland was a guest of honor in 2014. It was a good time to start promoting Finnish literature. Then obviously it wasn't as sort of unified decision, I think, in Finland, so nobody was really against that, but the setup was, which I think that many sort of other small countries share when they start first considering being guests of honor, and then they apply, and then they agree, and then there is the waiting time. In Finland, even it was 2010 when it was decided that we'll be guests of honor in 2014. But still in 2014, there wasn't sort of among publishers this idea that this is great and useful. It was our sort of sister organization to Norwegian Norla, where Margit is from, that was doing most of that. And we had financing from the state, obviously, but the publishers still in Finland at that time, and even in 2014, thought that Finnish literature is very Finnish, it can't travel. But that was fortunately the time when there was also a new generation of authors who then became there, and the success we had in Frankfurt, thanks to all the efforts, even if not totally shared by the publishing industry in Finland, convinced the publishers and the authors in Finland that we actually have something that can be interesting abroad, and that was kind of the biggest change and biggest success of the Frankfurt Book Fair, in my opinion, for Finland.
For Norway, it was a motivation coming from the fact that we already had a whole range of Norwegian authors translated into German, and the German book market has always been the door opener for Norwegian literature. So the level of translation was already high. So there had been some attempts earlier to become guest of honor, which didn't ended in anything. But at this time, around 2013-14, Nordula was able to take an initiative with the motivation that this could be a very important door opener for bringing the authors even more translations and international audience, but also to think of the recruitment of new writers. So that was a very important motivation, which is also rooted in Nordula's mandate, that we try always to make room for new voices and new authors to the world scene. And the process was maybe typical in Norway, that the government and the Ministry of Culture and Foreign Affairs at that time, they saw this as an interesting opportunity as long as the book industry really wanted it. So without the engagement and motivation from the publishers, authors themselves, it wouldn't have been the success it became, which I think was the result. So the book industry was on board from the beginning.
We could even say that in both Finland and Norway, it was a bottom-up approach. So it was also the book sector who wanted it. It was not a decision first made on the highest national level, on the government level. It came from both your agencies, so Norla and Fili, who are doing this great job of international promotion since many, many years. It was from the other side around in Georgia, of course, where the Georgian Book Center was established to carry out this endeavor, this decision that was brought on by the highest political level. Gvanza, from your point of view now and from the distance, was it more a wish or an endeavor to make the country as such more recognizable, to gain prestige as Georgia, visibility as Georgia, or was the book sector in the center?
Well, I can say easily answer the question that book sector was in the center, but it was not easily achieved. So it was the result of political debates. But I will start a little bit from the beginning. There is a joke in Georgian publishing industry that when they arrived at the Frankfurt Book Fair at the very beginning for their first year, which was in 90s, I guess, after we gained the independence after Soviet Union collapse. They say that I was a student there at school at that time, so I didn't know that. But they say that when they arrived at Frankfurt Book Fair on the first year and saw that there is this platform of guest of honor, on the first year we said, oh, we want to be the guest of honors. It's really funny, of course, but it means that probably we have some kind of ambitions as well, because it's funny without any background and, of course, without no translations, and no translations because of closed borders in the Soviet Union. Yeah, we could not translate, we could not have the literary cooperation, publishing cooperation with the rest of the world, like just in the borders and among Soviet countries. So, of course, it was too early for us, but this is how it started. Every year, the publishers were speaking about it, that maybe one day it will be possible. So it was not really initiated by the government, but in the beginning, of course, we had the support from the ministry as well, and the ministry also was interested, but then time passed and the government changed in Georgia. So, you know, it was always depending on this. Who is in a ruling, who is in the ministry and so on, and these changes are happening so often in Georgia that for us, for the industry, it's very, very difficult. But finally we gained I will say that by the support of Frankfurt Book Fair, because Frankfurt Book Fair believed in us, in publishers, and not in our government, I'm pretty sure. Simone is laughing because she knows everything about it, but she believed in Georgian. We had the motto, Georgia made by characters, at the Guest of Honor project, we were the characters. So they believed in the publishing and literary characters, and this is how it happened. But for us, it was a very long process because we were not ready at all. So they gave us 5 years. They gave us the recommendations how to create this institution like the book center. We had to do everything. So we had to learn, even the publishers had to learn how to sell the rights, because in the beginning, including me, when we were visiting Frankfurt Book Fair, we felt a little bit awkward to offer Georgian authors because mainly we were buying. But slowly, with the help of the German colleagues, friends, we learned how to do it, how to create catalogs and everything. So that was the start from really zero. But that was an amazing experience, of course. And you know, as a small country with such background, we felt that we had somehow this responsibility to prove, first of all, to Frankfurt Book Fair that this kind of experiment, we can say, is worth to it. And we felt that if we are successful, this is something very useful for other small, not very well prepared countries as well. So we were so much willing to have good results. So it was really difficult. As for political part, yeah, I don't know if it should be discussed here, but you know, in countries like us, it's really difficult because you are not led to, as a professional, publishing professional or writer or publisher, you are not led to do what you think that you should do, which is very professional and which is expected from you, but you have to deal with the politics and you have to deal with the government, which says that I'm funding this project, it's a big amount of money, and so you should follow our wishes as well. So, you know, in this situation, to keep this funding as well and to do what you really think you need to do, it's of course quite difficult. But our main aim was, of course, developmental literature, publishing industry, and on the other side, it was an opportunity for our country, for a small country willing to become the part of European Union, to show why these people and why this country is ready to be part of European Union.
I'm sure you're not the only one who had the difficulties of curbing between professional and political ambitions. It was much of this also experienced in our country, in Slovenia, in the preparation times. But I'm very happy that you brought up this fact that it also meant emancipation and facilitation moment for especially the part of selling rights abroad. This is also one of the points that in Slovenia was very much developed through this preparation period. So where we don't have any literary agents, you have to teach the publishers themselves why this is important, and even more important, how to do it, and to empower them in this. Now to Greece. As we mentioned in the beginning, it's been a long time ago, more than 20 years. Thank you for freshening up your memory, Michalis. And I was so happy when I read what you wrote me a couple of days ago, that the best you can tell me about it and you could take out of it is that you still feel the effects, and that it really had a long-term effect on the presence of Greek literature abroad.
So, I mean, Greece was a guest of honor in 2001. I was, at the time, just at the university studying. Yes, but I did a lot of research and asking people who were active at the time. But yeah, this give us a long perspective, and I have to say that for Greece, first of all, it was to ask first of all this question. It comes from the publishing sector, or it comes from the politicians and the government, so on. I have to say that. Okay, in the 90s there was considerable sophistication and maturity of the Greek book market, but what was the real breakthrough that led to being guest of honor was the creation of the National Book Center, EKV, in Greek, in the early 90s. And they started working on it, and they applied. It was 1997. And that led to being guest of honor. So in a way, it was led not directly by the government, but by the book center. But to understand why, I mean, at the end, the Greek government spent 7.3 million euros for Greece to be guest of honor. Of course, this has to do with an alignment of this goal with politics. And the political part was that at the time, we are in the late 90s, Greece wanted to be part of the European core, as was the terms, which means mostly the euro, and before the enlargement to the east and so on. So they wanted to project culture, books, and so on. And but the good thing was, and it shows in the effects, that it was also, let's say, a project to modernize and open up the publishing industry in Greece. And I think the Greek program was not particularly successful in terms of how many books were translated. The number is around 50. If you compare at the time, it's not that much. But it had long effects, I mean, in terms of confidence and know-how for the book professionals, the authors, all the key stakeholders. And actually, it led, as I understand, directly to the initiation of the Thessaloniki Book Fair. So one of the key takeaways the EKV, the National Book Center, had was that we need our own fair. It was in the making, but I think this experience, pushed it really through. And EKV, the problem with the long-term effects was that because of the Greek economic crisis, many of these good initiatives were shut down, including the National Book Center in 2012, 2013. But Thessaloniki Book Fair stood, I mean, it's still with us today. It has new initiatives, it has a fellowship, and that was important. And also, for more than a decade, Greece was invited as a guest of honor in a number of book fairs, from Beijing to Bologna to Belgrade and Geneva, Torino. So, and it is interesting also because, I mean, Greece had zero experience as being guest of honor in any other book fair. So it was a great leap. I mean, it was a great leap to do Frankfurt, but this kind of opened up, the opportunities. And in hindsight, and this is, we have to compare it with what the Nordics do, the key, let's say, weak point, the key weakness of the Greek project was that our translation program wasn't really modern at the time, so it was just a part of the Ministry of Culture, which is not a really flexible way to do it, not good at marketing also, and so on. And to this day, we kind of suffer in that area, in the sense that for many years we didn't have such a scheme. And the good thing is that since 2021, we have relaunched it as Greek Lit, and we are, let's say, we have it. I think it's a basic tool. So that's, in broad sense, my overview. But I have to say that because I ended publishing 15 years ago, so after, of course, Greece has been Greek guest of honor, there is a legacy even 20 years after that. that, you know, we can do this. So maybe we are better, and maybe the, you know, Greek books can be on the map. That's the main cause.
I think that most of the countries who were guest of honors have this particular point in common, that you really gain self-confidence for the whole book sector, professionals, and even the wider book sector at home. And with what you do abroad, you gain confidence for yourselves. Now, we know there's a traditionally very long waiting line, a queue to become guest of honor. The process itself is, you don't really know where to start, you know, where to put your finger to whose door to knock on at the beginning. What was your experience? I know we talked to the Dutch colleagues at the time who did a bid book. So we did a bid book, which was very consolidating also for the book sector at home, you know, to set the goals, to see where we're heading, to have a financial overview. How did you know, which door did you first knock on? It's a question for everyone.
Yeah, I really don't know which doors we knocked on. The sort of the basic funding was then gathered. What I sort of actually would like to say at this point is that, as I said before, the book industry in Finland only, because of the guest of honor year in Finland, realized that we have something for the outside world in our literature as well. What would have been very useful, and if there are people from countries that will be guests of honor in the future, the waiting time should be used in creating agencies, schooling agents, creating this framework in which you can sell the books that we would have had. It was a success, so the goal was to sell to the German market 100 books. We sold 150. In Norway, you sold probably plenty more, and also that the sales, the yearly income that is created by foreign rights sales rises and stays on a higher level, and that has been achieved. It's still a very small amount of the national gross product, but it's still almost 3 times as much as it was before the year of 2014 when we were guests of honor. But if we would have had then more agents, more right-selling people, more framework, better materials, such books selected that are really the ones that we can promote and that can be sold abroad, the success would have been bigger. Now, I think after 10 years, when we are next year, Philly, the director is there in the audience, they have a special program again for the German market as inauguration of the 10th year since the guest of honor year. We are now where we could have been already a few years after the guest of honor year. So now it has been building, but only during, what would I say, like the past 5 years, it has moved ahead a lot faster, and we have gotten a lot more international successes and breakthroughs, and a lot of the selling of rights has become more professional. It's totally on a different level than it was 10 years ago.
Yes, it's great fun to think back of everything we have done, and it's great to have the chance to talk about it, because as I've said to many times, that still after 2019, to talk about Frankfurt and the Guest of Honor project, it's still my favorite topic. So because it's such a big project that it becomes part of our history or biography. So it's something about the size and the investment it takes so much effort on every level. And what did we do in the long waiting time? When we started the dialogue with the book fair and together with the embassy in Berlin, we felt from the beginning that Norway was welcomed as a possible candidate to become a guest of honor. And so I think that for us, the really big effort was to work at home, even more than I thought it from the beginning, that we had to work on the funding, of course, and with the ministries. And when the ministries had decided to go for it, we worked in the parliament. So it took so much time and so much effort. So at a point, we decided that instead of thinking of who could be the competitor, the other candidates in competition with us, because this is a very stressful thought. So we decided to go for one specific year, 2019, even if you could have thought you should be open to several years, but to make sort of a momentum at home, you have to have a certain goal, and it was that year for Norway, to manage to have the enthusiasm in Norway and that everyone wanted to be part of it. So we used the waiting time for that, and even if I knew vaguely that there were other candidates for the same year, we tried not to think too much about it, but put everything that we got of energy into making a great bid book, as we also had learned that we should do. And I must say that doing this job is something you bring with you after. We still use the bid book because it's a fundament. And yeah, so all the things you do in preparation is something which gives fruits year after year.
Gwanza, I know that we had kind of the same situation, so it took very much networking, persuasions, building friendships to get the contract which tells you in 2-3 years you will be guest of honor. How did you use this time in between?
Yeah, I think partly I answered this question, but of course I can say more about it. For us, it was a long time. So before, when we officially got the status, it was probably 5 years left, but before that, there was many years when we were really knocking on the doors, which was on our way to the Guest of Honor project. And not only in Frankfurt, of course, in Georgia, as well, state doors, because we needed support. Everyone knows that without state support and financial support, it's not possible to organize such a huge event, especially for us, it was not possible. And of course, one of the most difficult part was to convince our state why they should invest such a big amount of money in books and in publishing, because it was like 5 million euros in our case. And in the beginning, I guess that no one there believed in us, what we were demanding. There was mainly publishers, mainly publishing professionals, writers who were all the time speaking about it, that this will be very important. You know, what we were trying to do was to convince that it's not only for the development of the literature or publishing, but it's very important for the country. But, you know, they were hearing this, sometimes they were part of these discussions as well, or some kind of events, but we had this feeling that actually no one believed that this is going to happen. And I remember that even once I told to my friend, just shared this information, that in 5 years we will be guest of honor and we are working on this project, and he looked at me like a crazy person. He said, "Your life is so planned that you know what will happen after 5 years." And I said, well, and I realized that, of course, it was kind of crazy, but that was something, you know, it's perfect to have such goal in your life, to have this motivation that you are doing all these things because after 5 years, something amazing should happen. And we believed that this will happen, but we also realized that we need to work a lot. We need to develop, for instance, translators, because Frankfurt Book Fair told us that when the book, like Guest of Honor project approaches, there will be demand from German publishers and you won't have enough translators to give them the books to translate. So you need to work on this. So it was also a very long process, and we even found the solutions to have the tandems of Georgian and German translators because we don't have enough Georgian translators. So there was a lot of challenges, of course, and you know, we're for us it was very pleasant to be in this process as a like professional part, and not, of course, that part which was quite complicated, the state part, of course. But at the, not end, but when 2018 started, like January, and the first result results were on the table, and everyone realized that, oh, this is really going to happen, what these people were talking so long. Everyone wanted to be on the board. Everyone wanted to be board on the top, of course, and they wanted to, all these devoted people to the work, to stand back. So it was really, really difficult, but you know, for our country, at the end, that was something really amazing. And when we came to Frankfurt and when we built the pavilion and it started, we said that if we don't do anything else in our next life, this is what we will say to our grandchildren, that we have been the part of this amazing project. This is how I can describe what it was for Georgia. So I hope that you have similar feelings about it.
I hope we do as well after this, and I hope the numbers will show it. I'm sure that Georgia will stay in the history of the Guest of Honors as one of the most successful ones in making such a difference from before and after. And it's also good to know and good to hear and say it aloud that the fair and the people working at the Frankfurt Book Fair have the ability and the passion to facilitate also the country candidates, so to say, in their developments and aspirations. A slight different questions from you, Michalis. So you already said that the budget of Greece was around 7 million. Let's say that the average budget in the last years is around 5.5 million. So, and this is, of course, something that makes it hard to persuade decision makers to go for such a title. But would you imagine now, after, you know, since there are proven long-term effects for Greece for this title, do you think that it would be possible for Greece to do it again?
When we started discussing about this panel, I went through, every single, who were the countries who were guest of honor since in late 80s, which was actually launched. And in the beginning, I was thinking that especially for book markets, being guest of honor is a once in a generation chance. But if you actually look at how many times, which countries and so on have been guest of honor, it's actually an once in a lifetime chance, not in a generation. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, only France, Spain, and now
Netherlands.
Netherlands. Okay, just these countries have been twice. Okay, and Italy it will be next year, so it is 4. So which means that for Slovenia, Georgia, Greece, and so on, probably it won't happen pretty soon, and or we have to think it in different ways how it could happen. But that means that when you do it, you have to be ready and you have to be good. And I would like also to stress that what is important about Frankfurt and being guest of honor in Frankfurt is this know-how transfer that the people of Frankfurt are willing to do towards the people for the guest of honor. That's what I understand, because I have experienced it firsthand in the various events they do, and also that Frankfurt, I think, it's building long-term relationship. So I mean, I understand if most people ask why my country should be guest of honor, but the real question for Frankfurt is why Frankfurt will pick this or some other country to be guest of honor. And I'm sure that you have to win their trust to start working with them pretty early and to be as much professional as can be. I mean, in the Greek experience at least, with National Book Center, that's while we were waiting, as we are saying, that was, I think, what people did together with some, marketing things like launching a print at the time, magazine for books in Greek, and so on.
So let's move to another topic, and it's also a question to all of us. So the numbers in Frankfurt of exhibitors, of visitors, of journalists are always very high and impressive. And the media attention you gain from the guest of honor title and the visibility in the media a country as itself gets from this can hardly be bought with advertising money. I think you all agree with that. So from this point of view, what do you think that your countries gained from this intense media attention? Did something change for you? Do you feel that this attention was international enough, or was it to only German-speaking countries related? And how did the domestic media reflect on these projects in your countries?
For Finland, it was obviously here big, and it has been important, of course, for the publishers who did the 130 books, or how much that exactly now was. Then in Germany, it showed also in Finnish media, not in such a huge manner. Our biggest paper obviously wrote about that, but it for the general public and sort of book promotion in Finland, not so big. Internationally, there was visibility, obviously, and this is a great place to be visible, obviously, as the whole international publishing community is here and notices and sees, and as a result, in the next year, in the years to follow, there was a huge amount more interest from, for example, the English-speaking world, which by the time wasn't at all reached with very few exceptions by Finnish literature. Still isn't in a huge amount, but it's getting better all the time. So, like maintaining the same big sales, obviously not to Germany every year that much, but sort of in general has been one of the big things. And like Margit said, that the fruits are then collected a lot later from that. For the German market, what we experienced, and I hope that the others don't share the same experience, but I think that for Finnish literature, the German market got pretty saturated with Finnish literature after the guest of honor year, and it has seemed until now pretty much that the German publishers have been very careful in acquiring Finnish literature. Obviously, if you publish 130 or 50 or whatever titles, not all can be great successes. So some publishers get disappointed. Sometimes they react by not buying books from that area for some years. Now I'm hoping that there will be a change. Obviously, it has not been like a total block, but especially literary fiction, which we then sold a lot to Germany, has been going mainly to small and middle-sized publishing houses in the past years, with some exceptions. Now I'm really hoping that there is a turn in that, and focus for us for next year to Germany, and sort of being big in a big manner again visible in Frankfurt, even if we aren't guests of honor, is one way to try to fix this situation, as Germany still is a very important market. On the other hand, France, which has been difficult for us at some points during these past 10 years, has been buying loads more, at least on the literary fiction side. My agency has a very literary list, so it seems that there has been action than elsewhere, and also English world is opening up in a different manner, which can be seen as a result of the Frankfurt. Yeah.
So new markets opened also through this. So the media effect.
Yes, it was overwhelming with the media attention in Germany. We decided to use the whole year, so we started in January, and we had events. If we count every event in Germany in 2019, it was more than 1,100, covering also other art fields. So it was not only the week in Frankfurt. But the numbers for the week in Frankfurt, it gave us 15,000 articles, big and small, in German media. As you say, giving back much more money than the investment was, if you count it in advertising numbers. It meant that for us, we focused very much on literature in all genres, children's literature, non-fiction, fiction. And I think that Norwegian literature got very much more visible, and also the authors. And we can see that through also what has happened since. Norwegian authors, they are attractive all over the world, and they are very much invited. And we, as a follow-up of Guest of Honor in Frankfurt, we are now able to do also other Guest of Honor projects, but at reading book fairs, where we can focus especially of the meetings between the author and the audience, which is even more important now after the time we have had of COVID. So this is a great follow-up for us now. And I must say that we are very happy with the Guest of Honor project in Frankfurt. It's a big marketing place, of course, but it's also a big cultural dialogue project. You get to know so much more people, both at home, but not the least in Germany, the booksellers, the critics, the media, the publishers. So it's a very big investment, and it's a great follow-up also that in Norway that the different parts of the book industry, cultural life, the stakeholders, they now know much better what can be achieved from an international project like this. And I think that the level of internationalization in Norway's cultural life has also had a lot of fruits from this project.
Gwanza, with Georgia, it was like a discovery of a country no one knew is there, beautiful, waiting to be discovered. A lot happened for Georgia in the sense of tourism. I know that in this preparation period, the years to follow to the guest of honor. Also, for the first time, there were direct flights from Germany to Tbilisi. So what kind of effect did this media attention bring to you?
Yes, you are quite right. We were an undiscovered country, and it was something which really helped us also in promotion, that everyone coming to us before 2018 were interested why Frankfurt Book Fair decided to give us this chance, why we was to this project. So there was an interest already, because unknown country, undiscovered country, and something new culture to find out for many of them, many of our colleagues. So that was helpful. I can share the numbers, which are really impressive. As for media coverage, we had more than 7,000 online and printed articles, more than 7,000. And we had more than 1 billion reach in the social media. And if we have paid for all the newspaper, TV channel, radio, and everything, what we have covered during these years, we should pay, as an advertisement, we should pay more than 32 million euros. That was the result. But we never paid for this. No advertisements during these years, no single advertisement. So that was incredible for us. And as a result, in the country, the tourism from Germany increased 50% increase from Germany, and from European countries 25-30% increase. So that was for us, of course, something, I don't know, it was a miracle. And for us it was also very helpful was, I should mention her, Nino Haratischvili, German-Georgian writer, because she became a big bestseller, and it was happening on the same time. We were getting ready for the project, and Nino was becoming more and more famous in Germany, and with her one most important book, A Slide for Brilka, she achieved that German tourists were coming to Georgia, and she was not in the beginning very known in Georgia. She became popular first in Germany and then in Georgia. And I realized what was happening after a lot of guides, which I know in person, touristic guides, I mean, were reaching me and asking, who is Nino Haratischvili? Because German tourists are coming and telling us that they come to Georgia to discover the country of Nino Haratischvili. So this is the power of one book, one author, literature, but of course, she was very helpful for us, but on the other hand, the whole project was very helpful. And as a result of translations, I will mention this as well, in 5 years we achieved, as I told you, we didn't have maybe 10 maximum translations into German. We achieved 250 Georgian books translated into German language and 600 events in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So that was it. And I also just briefly want to mention that what we wanted to achieve, of course, to become visible for the rest of the world. And also we had this experience that when we met our colleagues from other countries and we were buying rights, they were asking that in which language, Russian, in which language you will be translating our book. So we said that what messages we want to bring with this project, and we wanted to bring the message that being post-Soviet country does not mean that you are Russia, and it doesn't mean that you speak Russian and you are. So we wanted to say that Georgia made by characters, this is a unique alphabet, and behind the 33 letters, we have unique stories to share. So I think that we achieved what we wanted to, because now no one asks you in which language we are translating our books.
Michalis, I know you are not, you can't have such detailed numbers in your head anymore after more than 20 years, but I'm sure that you will remember how to answer this question, which is very important and was one of the main goals also of Slovenia becoming guest of honor. So not only to get more translation, but to get more value out of the translated books, so that the rights are sold for a higher value of money. Did this happen in Greece?
Yeah. Well, the thing for Greece is that in terms of media attention, that 2001, I don't know how many people remember right now, the book fair was 1 month after 9/11, which not just in terms of space in the newspapers, but also the agenda at this point had shifted, which means the discussion was about, war of clash of civilizations, things like that. I mean, the terrorism, the Middle East. I think that affected the result. But it was obviously, I mean, extensively covered. And what also was probably not unique, but Greece emphasized it a lot, was the idea that it's not just Frankfurt. It was a strategy, as it was called at the time, from Kiel to Vienna, which means that there were events in more than 40 German-speaking cities. Also, in collaboration, tapping into the important communities of Greek immigrants that exist, especially in what was Western Germany. And so that was an important aspect. But I think, I mean, Greece, it is a strong brand name. You have heard it in school, probably. And also it is, anyway, a strong, important tourist destination at the time and now. But I'm sure there were some effects of that. Germans are fans of Greece and the Greek summer. But I think in terms of literature, and also, as I mentioned, that the idea of being part of the European core was, in a way, also established in that respect, that in the European culture and so on. But more close to books, I would say that, I mean, Greece, it wasn't exactly unknown before that, in the sense that there are 2 Greek Nobel laureates, 63 Seferis, 79 Elitis. There was also, Zorba, Kazantzakis, and so on, and Kavafis after some point. But what being guest of honor did was, in a way, launched new voices in terms of, modern novelists. The idea that the Greeks are about poetry is not 100% correct, in the sense that, yes, it is, I mean, we have many poets, but that's actually that most people read. So, I mean, it's in that way, I don't know how it is in Slovenia, because you have also important poetry scene. So in a way, it changed a bit the narrative, and it changed also the idea that we are known just for, to nobles, which is not bad, it's not unimportant, but especially if you are buying and selling rights, and you are want to, to address a wider audience of readers, you need also, novels and so forth. And I think especially from the success of Markaris, which is probably the most known, he writes noir, it was, if not launched, facilitated, but by what was happening with the success of and the presence of guest of honor of Greece in Frankfurt. So that's my...
Thank you. I got the sign that we have to wrap it up. We can continue talking in the coffee shop, in the pavilion. We wish all the future guest of honors all the luck. And regarding this title of being guest of horror, we can say it is overwhelming and it can be horrifying while preparing and implementing it, but it's absolutely worth it. Thank you.